You wondering what that beautiful voice is? Well, that's Solmaz Adeli. Solmaz is here in the house. Hi, Solmaz.
Hi, good to be here.
Great to be here too. I'm so excited. I got also with you is Jeff Gallagher, the artistic director and clarinet player for the Santa Cruz Chamber Orchestra, and we've got Barry here. Not the orchestra, the chamber.
Santa Cruz Chamber Players.
The chamber players. And I got Barry Phillips and the wonderful Jeff Gallagher.
Wonderful.
You're all so wonderful.
We wouldn't be here without Jeff, and we wouldn't be here without Barry's music. So,
and so Barry, you're the composer and the celloist.
Right.
And Jeff is the artistic director and plays the clarinet. Solmaz Adeli is the mezzo-soprano.
I'm just a singer.
You're just a singer. You have your instrument there. And then you have two other players.
Right. We have Don Adkins playing piano, who is one of the best piano players in 4 counties. And we have also Lars Johannesson, flutist, playing flute, and I think maybe some piccolo too. Maybe it's just flute, and who is a fine flutist.
And if you all are listening and think this is going to be wonderful, which it is, you can go to schamberplayers.org and you can see more details about what we're going to be talking about, which is Concert 4.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Concert 4 is dolcissime. How do you say that?
Well, a mezzo-soprano would say it differently. You know it, Solmaz.
Dolcissime Suite.
Aww.
Oh, Sweetest Sound is the title of the concert for this Concert 4 in a series of 6 that the chamber players do every season. And Dolcissime Suite is the title of Barry's piece that he's written for quintet, which is also 5 movements.
Now, this is going to be wonderful. This is also happening. Wait, is it Saturday?
Saturday, and actually Saturday night at 7:30 and Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
And what a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
Sweetest Sound. And you are playing, again, 2 nights, Saturday, February 13th at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday, February 14th at 3 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon. And where are you playing?
It's Christ Lutheran Church in
Aptos.
Yeah, it's in Aptos. It's off Freedom. Right, very easy to find from Highway 1, literally 1 minute from the Freedom exit.
And you're listening to Jeff Gallagher. He's the artistic director and clarinet player of the Santa Cruz Chamber Players. How long has the Santa Cruz Chamber Players been around, Jeff?
I'm on the board of directors, so you're asking the right person. 37 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long haul.
It's a long haul.
I haven't been on the board that long, but
you don't look that. You look very young.
That's so nice of you to say. We're just thinking about our 38th season, even though the season's not over. So, it's to keep things going requires a lot of attention.
Yeah. And you were just saying how incredibly privileged we are here in Santa Cruz with all the amazing top-notch musical talent that we have. And you were talking about how there's 5 of you.
Well, yeah, the Chamber Players is unique because we have different our concert directors for each of the 6 concerts. We invite many people to come in and do their concert they feel passionate about. So so each of the concerts is a different group of people with a different direction. And so and yes, I think that we live in paradise. There's an embarrassment of riches when it comes to our having wonderful world-class music. And in fact, if you'll indulge me, I'll be reminding our audience of this over the weekend. But if you look at the bios of our quintet, they represent some of the great music schools and conservatories of the world, even though we're all local. We're so lucky.
We are blessed people to have the Santa Cruz Symphony, to have
the chorale.
The chorale.
There's always something going on.
Monterey Bay is full of plenty of orchestras and choirs and soloists. we are.
So we've got a little bit of a taster, tasty freeze, tasty snippets of music. Do you mind if we play
I think
it?
the next clip is also from. So what we played initially was me singing along with Don Atkins on the piano. We're doing a Korngold cycle of 5 songs called 5 songs, 5 Lieder. That was the first number 1 movement, and now this is a piece of the 3rd movement called Alt Spanish.
All right, Alt Spanish. Stay tuned for some Alt Spanish. We're back. Jeff. Oh.
That's all 5.
You're listening to KZSC Santa Cruz. This is the wonderful Jeff Gallagher playing on the clarinet. We have the Santa Cruz Chamber Players here in the house. Jeff Gallagher is the artistic director and clarinet player. We have Barry Phillips, cello and composer. And then we also have Solmaz Adeli, the mezzo-soprano. Thank you so much for coming up and talking to us about Concert 4, the Dolcissime. Is that right?
Yeah.
Sweetest Sound. Music by Mozart, Gunnar de Fremery, Lou Harrison, Eric Korngold, and our own Barry Phillips here. So, Barry, can we talk a little bit about you?
Well, sure.
Let's talk a little bit about Barry. Barry is a Grammy-winning producer.
I produced and engineered a recording of Ravi Shankar that a couple years back, 2 or 3 years ago, won the Grammy for world music.
Ravi Shankar is the extraordinary Indian. He played sitar player, and his daughter has received his training and continues his music.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have also worked with her, and you played with them as well.
Yeah, I started. I became a student of Ravi Shankar as a cello player in the late '90s, and toured with him as a tampura player. Drone, there's usually 1 or 2 drone instruments on stage that students play, and I did that for a while, and then played cello in Anushka Shankar's band for a couple of her tours. Wow.
And she's wonderful, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're both just amazing. What a great family.
And so how long have you been composing yourself, Barry Phillips, cello player?
Well, I started getting seriously into it in my early 20s. Before that, I just messed around with composing things, and I was into rock and roll, and I was into this and that, and I would call it making up stuff at that point. But, as soon as I went to Cabrillo, studied a little bit there, and then went to the San Francisco Conservatory and got more serious about it as time went on.
Oh, that's wonderful. Barry Phillips is, again, he composed one of the pieces that we're going to get to hear this Saturday and Sunday.
The second half is a suite commissioned by Jeff and the chamber players, which, it's so great to get a commission by friends and by local people, and that said, Jeff said, do as you like, and I did.
Do you feel like, having worked with and studied with Ravi Shankar, that gave a different kind of, I would think, a flavor to?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first started the piece, I thought it would be more Indian influenced. I used to help him. I was his compositional assistant. As he would compose, I would write it down, and we did that year after year after year. So it became a longer training session than my conservatory days. And so, there's Indian rhythms, and there's Indian tabla percussion rhythms in 2 of the movements. And it seeps in every which way. I think the Indian influence, although I don't think anyone would say they sound like Indian music, but there's elements of influence in there from Indian music, and also from Lou Harrison, and I was thinking about him quite a lot. I composed a piece in Joshua Tree, where he had a house, and visited his house there. And so there's a little homage to Lou Harrison in there as well.
And he's playing a duet with Don Adkins on the piano of one of Lou's pieces.
Yeah, one movement from his suite for cello and harp. We'll do on cello and piano. And it's just a gorgeous piece that he wrote in the 40s, Lou Harrison. So,
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And so we're going to play one more little snippet from the concert this happening this weekend. Saturday night will be Saturday, February 13th at 7:30 p.m. at the Lutheran Church in Aptos.
Yes.
And then Sunday, February 14th, Valentine's Day at 3 p.m. You will be able to hear amazing musicians, the Santa Cruz Chamber Players. They're fourth in the 6th series. So what are we going to be playing?
Well, I think we've heard all of the
there's one more.
snippets. There's one more?
There's one more on there, yeah. So I guess we'll find out.
I think it's another version of... I think it'll be some of my piece.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, okay.
So we get to go out with Barry Phillips. Solmaz Adeli, mezzo-soprano, world traveler. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For your life change that's happened recently.
Yeah, I got married on the winter solstice.
Yay.
That was a lot of fun.
That's and you're singing with us, and you're still singing in Europe and in Austria.
Yeah. Yes.
In Vienna. And
I'll be there in April.
Wonderful. And thank you, Jeff Gallagher, artistic director and clarinet player and director. Are you on the board or you're the director of the board?
No, I'm not the director of the board. I'm on the board, and I'm directing this concert.
Okay, all right. So more information at SantaCruzChambersPlayers.org. We've got one more artist coming up soon, folks. But first, some Barry Phillips original.